Okay, Tacitus chapter 34. Galba's been mulling things over, thinking about what to do. He's been torn in different directions. He's dillied and dallied. But now nec diutios Galba cunctatus. And Galba could dilly-dally no more. So what does he do? He joins, he accedes to, he agrees to those advising speciosiora, the more specious, superficially appealing advice. He makes the wrong decision, of course. He'll pay for it with his life. But Galba, despite all this advice, it's conflicting advice, he still can't make his own decisions. And here he plumps for the wrong option. Of course, it's all well and good Galba agreeing, but Galba's a liability. We can't really use Galba to save the situation. So, however, Piso, he is sent ahead to the Praetorian camp. He's young, something Galba isn't. He's got great family connections, something Galba hasn't. He's also recently been in favour, something Galba has never been. And the worst reason to send anybody, he is an opponent of Titus Vinius. Either because he was, or because irati ita volebant. In their anger they wanted it to be so. It's most unclear what Tacitus means here. Did the opponents of Vinius make play of an imagined animosity towards Titus Vinius on the part of Piso? Did they say to Titus Vinius, well, we can't send you because they all hate you and we're going to have to send Piso, if only because they like the fact he's not you. Anyway, either because he was in fact hostile to Titus Vinius, or they just used this factor as an excuse to send Piso. Et facilius de odio creditor, and more easily do people like to believe in animosity. When we read the gossip columns or magazines that peddle this sort of stuff, we're always reading headlines about Harry and Meghan have fallen out with the Duke and Duchess of Cambridge or the Queen or the press or whatever. We want to believe that there is rife, there is drama, there is fallout. I think that's all that Tacitus means here. Anyway, at least we've got a plan. It's time to prepare the way to leave the palace. Send Piso ahead to the camp, see what magic he can work there. Vixtum egresso Pisone. Scarcely had Piso left the palace. Disjointed word order coming up now. Strictly, there was a rumour vague at first and uncertain. That should come first, but it's going second. And I think it's almost like the news hits us before there's any understanding that this is just a rumour. Scarcely has Piso left the palace, and I think Tacitus is trying to accelerate the action here. Occisum in castris Othonum. Otho's been killed in the camp. It was a vague and uncertain. It was at first a vague and uncertain rumour. This is how rumour works, of course. Things are repeated, accepted as fact, and then they turn out to be false. Soon, as with great lies, this would have been a real bombshell, shocking everybody. So we do have this rumour, and then the way the minds of some people work leaves Tacitus dumbfounded. Certain people, when great things like this are said to have happened, certain people claimed, say into Fuissa, themselves to have been there and to actually have seen Otho being slain. Credula Fama, a believable report amongst people inclined to, desperate to rejoice, people lacking curiosity, people didn't want to find out the truth, they just accepted it. Soon, as in the case of great lies, certain people even claim to have been there and to have seen it happen. So believable is a rumour such as this amongst people who are inclined to want to hear good news and who are lacking critical faculties. Nicely cynical. Many surmised, many adjudged that this rumour had been fabricated and promoted, promulgated by Athonians now mixed in the crowd outside, I think. Whether there were any in the palace, we don't know. We're not quite sure where these pro-Athonian supporters were, but it's most likely to be outside, who had spread these glad tidings falsely ad evocandum Galbam, to summon Galba from the palace.